Hello, Core 3 Beauties. This is Marcos, and this is our week 11 to week 12 recap briefing video. And things are getting busy, lots going on. The stress is building up, and the deadline for the end of the semester is looming. So let's make sure each of you are fully aware of what's going on and have all the info you need to make sure your projects get done on time and that your time is managed as well as possible and that you got the best possible outcome. Let's dive in. Whoa, the whole one half of the page is blackened out and is in the past. We've been working on this project for 5 weeks now, and we're now looking at week 6 coming up here. And as you learned this last week, we had breaking news that cross cohort workshop and critiques will be invading our class time for both Tuesday and Thursday sessions. So there will be no reviews, no critiques of the project, of the final independent project, Design for Good. We're going to just require that you guys work on that. Although I can slip in that I will be, while you guys are working on Tuesday on your workshop brochure projects, I will be available as you work on that to check in with me in class individually. And as long as it, you don't deter from getting your uh, workshop project done. So, and also there'll be the option of emailing me or sending me your updates or your questions. But next week, Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to have cross cohort activities, including a newly conceived workshop, which will require us working together in class on Tuesday on a project that will be due on Thursday, booklets that will be part of the installation that will reveal a message, and that will be kind of a nice break. It's going to be good to put aside the regular routine of critiquing and do something together and have a great outcome. I think you guys are going to actually do pretty fabulous in this. I know I'm going to be proud of you for the result we're going to have. And of course, everyone knows what the number one rule of the class, the number one rule of my family is, the number one rule of your future family will be. Do not embarrass the family. So make sure that you come to class on Tuesday. Do not miss class on Tuesday. It's super important because then other you're not going to have your project, and then you have to come on Thursday and bring your completed spiral bound project to class that first hour. Don't be late. So there's lots of possible pitfalls, and it just takes one person to not have our installation be complete from our class side. So I'll talk about that a little bit here in a second, but that's next week. And then from there, we go to week 13, November 25th, Tuesday. It will be individual reviews, and we're going to do that online, just as that is on the eve of the Thanksgiving break. And it also will allow everyone to be working in their own spaces, getting feedback from me at your one-on-one meeting, scheduled meeting on Zoom, and really maximizing the class time before you either go away from break or just go into break mode for Thanksgiving. Now, Thanksgiving is going to be a long 4-day weekend, and I am very much in favor and insistent on you taking that Thanksgiving holiday, having a special meal, whether you're with your family, whether you're with your friends, or even if you somehow find yourself just by yourself, take the time to think about what you're grateful for and to be in that mode of holiday spirit and to be resting and regaining your energy and recharging so that you can then use part of your weekend. I know it's supposed to be 4 days, but I think Black Friday, do a little online shopping for half an hour, and the rest of the blackness goes towards your project. I want you guys working as much as you can over the long weekend because you see the weeping emojis 3 in a row. There's going to be serious panicking going on that weekend, and you'll be alone. I won't be around to reassure you. Actually, I will be if you want to email me. But I want you guys to have that revelation over Thanksgiving break that you have less than 2 weeks to go or about 2 weeks to go, depending on which one critique you're in, and to really, really get into hyper turbo finishing mode so that you run through the finish line with elegance. And then so week 14, it's the beginning of December, December 2nd and 4th, and we're going to have 2 half-class review sessions. This is going to really mean that we've maximized this concept, this model we've been using. Use the day you're not in class to really work on your projects full speed, all 3 hours and late into the night. You must do this to make sure you get as much done as possible. And in class, get feedback, insist on more feedback. If you're not getting enough, advocate for yourself, ask questions, and give feedback. We must be giving in order to receive. So make sure you're giving other people feedback. I don't want to have to heckle people for feedback. The A-making machine is now starting to pay attention on the class participation points, which it needs to deal out. And it doesn't want to think, oh, this person didn't say very much in class. Maybe some points should be saved in the A-making machine for other students. So don't let that happen. Make sure you're participating. And then week 15, December 9th, Tuesday, and December 11th, Thursday. This is the week of final reviews. And you guys are going to surge to get to this point. There'll be a Tuesday group and a Thursday group. All groups must come to class for both sessions. We're going to have special guest critiquers, and the special guest critiquers, it could be one, it could be two, it could be three. They'll be there as a source of an audience for you to be presenting to. This is going to be a group of people or an individual who has no idea what you guys have done. Most of them will probably be experienced in reviewing this exact class, but some might be new. So you're going to have to make sure you're telling the story of your project, of how you created this or came up with this cause, created a brand for it, and then created these components that represent how your brand will go into action. And once we do that, it'll be the end of class, but it will be a revelation for all you guys, where you'll see just what's possible over the course of a few short months of discipline, of following instructions, of going beyond what you think is possible. You're going to see the kind of results you guys are capable of making, and they're going to be great results. We are really getting there. Everyone's building up incredible projects. Lots of good feedback we've been given and received, and just good progress overall. There's a lot going on, but there's still lots of work to do. If you're slightly ahead, do not get comfortable. Do not go into cruise mode. Stay vigilant. Stay aggressive. All right. That's not even the end of this video, and I'm getting all preachy. Okay, so this is just a quick recap, just so you guys have it in your head. So don't work ahead. Don't start. There's no cheating. Don't start ahead on this. But do think about strategies. Think about strategies for how you might be able to communicate through a design through these weekly spreads. There's a spread for every week of the class, including the ones in the future, that you'll be reflecting on, reporting on, expressing your experience, communicating a feeling. Think abstractly, use design, use the art skills, maybe collect some inspiration in advance. I don't mind that. Have some ideas. We'll try to workshop it in class and give people some direction, but really it's going to be about hitting the go button when we get into class and starting to work on this as a group, but individually, each of you will create your own piece. It's going to be 38 spreads. One of the spreads will be provided, the puzzle spread, that when you open that puzzle spread up, you see the gray one here. If it's opened up to the big, it'll be the way that the message comes together as a single unit. So just think about ways of doing that. We have our Google Drive files that have your weekly progress. You don't necessarily have to rely on that. You might want to have a strategy where you take photos in class, or I don't know, like think about what's possible. And let's make sure we do some great work for this, because you guys are seasoned professionals now in terms of being juniors at Parsons, and you have the ability to do some cool stuff. So think about this, have it in the back of your head, and be ready to go on Tuesday. And remember, here we go. This is our class, the darker yellow. We cannot have anything that's anybody missing from here. If we do, the family will be embarrassed, and you do not want to embarrass the family. So make sure we all show up with our finished pieces. And not only do we show up with finished pieces, but we show up with excellent work. You guys are capable of doing excellent work. You've proven that to me, and I want to see you shine. Okay, then after that on Thursday, on Thursday, first hour, we're going to install that and high five each other. Then we're going to go back to class. We're going to split up. We're going to have half the class go as hosts to the other class and share your work there and get a peek into their work in the other class, and half of you will stay in the classroom with me and be the envoys for our guests from our neighboring class, and you'll do the same thing. Share work with each other, give feedback in kind of this speed dating style feedback session where you show as many people as possible. Um, so be ready for that. That should be really good to get some good positive feedback and also get a look at what other people are doing. They might give you inspiration towards what you're doing. But through all that, we're still going to be having an official assignment. So make sure you post your assignment, your progress. I just need to see progress in some form. Um, make a plan now. Everyone's got their initial concepts for both your digital and your analog projects started. Now pick one or decide to do both and start working on it. Start putting the pedal to the metal and start making these spreads or these screens. Um, and then just post your by Thursday, by our last class next week, post your progress so that the A-making machine can see that and keep racking up the points for you. All right, and that's final project part 6 is in the Google Drive. And there will be I think there's 2 more counting this one. Cross-topic videos. Let's not run out of energy here. This is part of what you paid for, so make sure you watch this and watch the one from last week. Of course, make sure you watched mine. If you haven't watched mine, you at least need to do that. And that's not even least. You got to watch all these. But once you've watched mine, put the speed back on to double speed, quadruple speed it. I don't care how chipmunky the other professors sound. Just when you watch mine, keep it at normal speed. But on the other ones, rip through them. All right. So the workflow, we're going to continue to do our design development of your main design components, your analog and digital pieces. We're going to keep pushing on that. You guys know what to do now. It's just a matter of going at it. Next week, we're not going to have our half class reviews. Oops, sorry. We're going to have our workshop. There we go. Our workshop, cross cohort workshop. Oh, this week. That was this week. This already happened. Cross cohort workshops and critiques. Next week, we talked about that, and then watch your newest video and catch up if you're behind. Okay, all right. So just one more reminder. We're getting to the darkest hours of our project. We've climbed a long way up the path. Beauty is looking over us. The invisible embrace of beauty has still got a hold of us. We're still safe. And we are going down to the pit where we're going to be working on our analog and digital projects. And you're going to be on your own now. I'm not going to be giving you step-by-step instructions of what to do next. And it's now up to you to plan it out, to push yourself, to create the deliverables you need, and to make adjustments in your approach if needed, but the sooner the better on that. Don't change things too late. But the clouds of fog of war is going to start coming in. It's going to start getting hard to see where you're going. You might lose your way. Do not get distracted. Avoid the cute and sketchy boys. And watch out for those idols and vices that might distract you. Don't hit any bombs. Watch the flames and walk through the fire. Go all the way down. We're going to get down to human flourishing. We're going to get down to creating projects that will create some really positive outcomes, and it'll be really, really inspiring to see. So now know that's the result. Even when you're lost and not sure you're going the right way, just keep moving forward. And remember, most importantly, don't get distracted. Don't start new hobbies. Don't decide to do something new or different. Stay healthy. And most importantly, you know what this is. Do not fall in love. Not now. I want you falling in love, but not now. Just avoid that. That will mess you up. You cannot be messed up right now. All right. So stay focused. Stay focused on your design. Know that you're going to create an incredible piece, even when you're feeling discouraged. And start harassing me. I want to be annoyed. Like these students keep emailing me for feedback. I want to be complaining that. So utilize me. That's what you're paying for. Like get me to do more work. I'll be responsive as quickly as I can be. All right, everybody. Really, really looking forward to next week. We're gonna have a good time with that class. Again, make sure you go to both classes. You cannot miss them, and you got to do the projects. Do not get sick. And if you get sick, drag your asses in the class. I'm sorry. Do a double, triple mask if you need. I don't care. but just get in there and we got to get that project done successfully. All right, guys, back to work, and I'll see you on Tuesday.